most vividly. Good or bad, I gotta fit it.
What's up, y'all? This is episode 7, Cycle Free Hoops Use Podcast. I'm Kev.
I'm Talley, and we back. A lot of things happened recently. Let's just start off with the breaking news for today. Bradley Beal going to Phoenix in the trade. How do you feel about that? What are your thoughts on that, man?
Honestly, I don't know what kind of look they're going for. I don't know what's gonna be their brand of basketball moving forward. I don't know what's gonna be who's gonna be their problem decision maker, who's gonna be their go-to scorer in tight games or even big leads, or how they would defend on any level with the roster they got currently constructed. They just gave up one of their they gave up their starting point guard and their like only combo guard and Landry Shamet. So honestly, I don't really know. Like I said, I don't know what look they going for. Maybe that they don't got Monty Williams no more. They're gonna have a different coach. They're gonna have like a whole different philosophy. And they see a Frank Vogel defensive coach. They're gonna use the advantage of having a whole year to develop that brand, I guess. But it's looking like they're trying the old school super team serum, win a championship. But I don't really see what brand of basketball they're going to play other than those three guys having to play 35, 38 minutes plus, or three of them taking at least 15 to 18, 17 shots every game.
I mean, yeah, going off of what you just said, like, they're pretty much following the super team formula, and I don't think like it's been that successful. And it's one of the players that's on that team, Kevin Durant, who's made like for me that's like his MO at this point. Golden State, Brooklyn, now Phoenix, all those super teams. He only has 2 championships to show for what he's done. I would think that you would see that this is not the formula to win, but I mean, hey, they feel like they needed that extra scoring punch, and they traded away 2 players for one after they gutted their whole team last season. But hey,
I mean, I like the value in getting him because they gave up Chris Paul, who's older than old. He's a vet though, Hall of Famer, but
CP0.
Him and Landry Shamet, I feel like that's not bad for Bradley Beal. That's a kind of a come up if you ask me, but like I said, fit and depth and availability have been the 3 things that we've been seeing in every NBA championship team as of recent. I don't really see the whole 3-headed monster thing working.
I have a question for you. Like, who do you think is going to be their point guard? Cameron Payne, I don't know if he's still on the team, but Cameron Payne is an option. I don't know if that's a reliable starting point guard for you. Is the book going to run the point? Are they going to have, or they're just going to run a free-flowing offense with no point? Whoever runs down, brings down the ball, just starts the offense from there. What do you see them doing with that? Because I don't see Devin Booker being a playmaker for all the players. He's more of like a bucket getter for himself. You feel me? But what do you think?
I see Devin Booker being their primary decision maker, especially late in games where you gonna have a Beal move the ball a lot, spot up, come off like Iverson cuts and down screens and flares, where you have KD posting, him setting and popping. I see that more being their style, but it just depends on who's hot, because I feel like if D Book is having a hot night and he's the primary ball handler, then you're not gonna have the offense you're gonna expect, but he's hot. And I feel like that's how it's gonna be with all 3 of them. Like Kevin Durant, even though he's probably like out of the 2, he's the most least comfortable to play make, but again, if he's hot, the ball's in his hands. And Beal's another one. The ball's hot. He's hot. It's gonna be in his hands. And those are all 3 players who, if they get hot, they don't need to play make or pass because their scoring is that elite at a level where they can go get you 30 in any halves in any 17 to 15 minutes. So I feel like this is it. This is Kevin Durant's doing, because his whole thing leaving OKC to go to the State was that he wanted to just hoop. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like that little mantra, his staple behind what he's doing, kind of kind of plays into a factor of why we do what we do because we all wish it was that easy where you could just play basketball, you could just go out there and play basketball. A style of basketball that caters to you, like if actually fits you. And I feel like he's really, really trying to push that narrative for himself. And I don't think, like, it just don't work like that, bro. It's like, it's life. It's like, it can never be that easy. And I feel like he's just trying to take not saying it's a super team, but he's trying to, like, get away from the grind of actually sitting down and working and building that championship practically within whatever team he's on. And like I said, when you make those kind of deals, it's like, you're never going to go far because you can't just hoop. It can't just be that simple. It's too much that comes with it. You get millions of dollars. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, bro, like, it's the NBA. Like, I don't know. He wants the money that comes with being a star, but at the same time, you're going to have to, like, take the pressure from the media. Like,
and been hurt 3 years in a row.
Yeah, see, that's another thing, but I don't feel like this is all KD's doing, bro, because in 2018, Devin Booker said he would love to be a part of a super team, and he said he wants a super team to come to him. So it's like, yo, I feel like that's just the culture now, bro. Everybody wants that. Everybody want the easy way out. I feel like the only player that's left is Dame. But even he might be on the move. But we'll talk about that when that happens for real. Yeah. But, so, who do you think won this trade? Who do you think lost this trade? What do you see the Wizards doing from here? And, like, what can you really say for Chris Paul at this point in his career? I feel like, what is he, 38, 37? I feel like he's pretty much ring chasing at this point. Where do you see him going? Where do you see him ending up?
CP, I feel like it was a match made in heaven, him having center who could set screens and pop and roll and fade, and then having KD on one side and D-Book on the other side. He just can't stay healthy, man. It comes with old age. You're never going to be able to outplay Father Time. That's one. And two, feel like it's a superstars league. It's a guards league, perimeter league. So Phoenix got the best player out of the trade. And like I said earlier, for Chris Paul and Landry Shamet, that's not bad, bro. Even though Chris Paul's contract was ridiculous, and Bradley Beal's contract is even a little more ridiculous. for
50
and have 4 years left on his contract, or 3, I think.
50, and the amount of money he makes every year increases. And he has a no trade clause.
Yeah, so you got to go with Phoenix because you got a player that can't go anywhere if he don't want to. So that's always a plus. But in terms of fit, I still feel like that has to be a team that's not done. They still need more. They still need I'm surprised they kept Ayton. I was hearing some rumors about the only reason, like, what made Bill come is that they can keep Ayton. I don't know how true that is. I don't know if that's accurate or anything. But that was a little surprising when I heard somebody say it. I didn't get the chance to do any research. I didn't. But that's pretty. I don't know. I was expecting him to go too, and I still see him going because they still need some kind of depth.
I mean, when they traded for KD, you saw what they did when they gutted their whole team, gave away 2 great young players in Cam Johnson and Mikal Bridges. And then you saw how that played out for them in the playoffs. So you would think that the Suns would, go in a different direction, but they pretty much doubled down on what they did before and gave away 2 players. Andrew Shamet was reliable. I'm not saying he's the greatest 3-and-D player, but he was a reliable 3-and-D player for them at least. He won them. I think he helped win them a game in the series against Denver. They only won 2 games that series. He hit, he had a career high until he was 19 points, something like that, one of the games. But they gave him away to pick up Beal. I don't know how that's going to work. If you ask me who the winners and losers of this trade are, Wizards lost for sure. But I don't think Phoenix won either. I feel like it's just like a stalemate. We just got to see it play out type of
kind of like an experiment. I don't know. I don't know. Like I said, I can't see it, bro. I gotta. It sound like a video game. It sound like 2K.
Because the way I see it is, we've seen the whole Brooklyn experiment. For me, when they first got together, everybody said that was a chip. We predicted it before we even got to see it play out. So Bradley Beal's been injured the past 2 seasons. KD gets hurt every year. What are the chances of them being healthy, bro? What are the chances of them actually being on the court to be effective? Because now if you lose those two, God forbid, you lose them. Who's stepping up? You have nobody, bro. They're gonna fill out the rest of the roster with vet minimum players and 2-way deals. They're not stepping up for you when KD and Bradley. They're not replacing that production. So I don't think Phoenix won, but we got to see. It's basketball. We just got to see how it plays out.
It's just too. I don't know. I feel like, okay, look. What does it for me is that we've seen Kevin Durant have to be able to be a playmaker at the highest level and have to handle the ball in spots to get others involved. It just we've seen Kevin Durant not excel in being even a secondary playmaker, and surrounding him around two guys that primarily score and put shots up. I mean, Kevin Durant has a game where like he's always gonna be able to fit in wherever he goes because he doesn't demand or overshoot or overdribble the basketball. But I feel like not getting him with a point guard or a floor general and I want to say like a defending five where he has to play a lot of weak side help at the 4 and being 7 feet. It just don't really. I don't feel like he's not really maximizing his potential on winning the game. And I feel like that was the whole thing in Golden State. Like his whole thing is I just want to hoop. I want to be able to call screens and shoot and pull up and not get doubled and not be, you know what I'm saying, and be open and go back door and catch lobs and all that other stuff. But everything he's been reverting to since Golden State has been back to, okay, let me have two guys score. Game is close in the fourth quarter. I'll close it out. But one of these guys might not be healthy for this remainder of the season, so we might have to play a little bit of ISO ball, a little bit of high pick and roll ISO. Then he gets weird until he gets hurt. So it's like, I don't know. It's very confusing. I don't want to say it's confusing because it's not. He wants to win. Everybody wants to win. The pressure of losing isn't fun.
Because going on based off what you said, like when KD went to Golden State, Steph is one of those players where he demands so much attention from defenses that like that opens up everything for everybody else. Like you have to, the way he runs around screens and moves off ball and relocates, you have to pay attention to him. So that opens up the game for players like KD.
He pulls your defense so much farther out. He takes away all your help. He takes away all your blitzing screens and going under screens. Like he eliminates all that part of the game.
And then on top of that, Draymond is a facilitator for Golden State. So Draymond is there to make sure everybody gets their touches, in a sense. He's an extension of the coach. So you have a player like Draymond that's able to do it. You have Steph, who draws a lot of attention. Clay does the same thing. It made the game easier for KD. When he went to Brooklyn, it wasn't the same. Kyrie's not a playmaker. Kyrie's not, Harden was their facilitator, but injuries came into play. You know how that played out. Came to Phoenix. Chris Paul's supposed to be their facilitator. He's old, gets hurt. D Book is not a facilitator, but he's a scorer. He's a great scorer. He was like the Kyrie of the whole situation. Like he pretty much just took the place of Kyrie. And I'm adding Beal. Like Beal's not a facilitator. Beal doesn't do anything else besides score the ball very well. Like I don't think he's a defensive stalwart without seeing that screen. Like I said, it's basketball, man. We just got to see how it plays out.
He got to be there, man. He got to, like, you know what I'm saying? He has to be there. It's not like he can. That team is a team where he can afford to play 43 games and all that, and for them to have the good record or win playoffs. Like all three of those guys have to be there, and two of them are known for not being there. Like they both, like those days, like him and KD both get hurt every year. They just getting hurt. Bradley Beal's only been 2 years, fine. A little different. He's a guard. Okay, cool. But KD got to be there, bro. And Brad can't. Like that's another thing too. Will he adjust? He's been the number one for so long. Taking the X amount of shots, X amount of plays called for him. You think he'd be able to make that adjustment?
He was able to play the second fiddle to John Wall when they were one of the best backcourts in the league at the time. He was able to, and they made the playoffs. But it really wasn't a backseat because he was still the best scorer on the team, like nonetheless. So I get what you're saying, but man, hey, we just gotta see. Like, you just gotta see how that plays out. I'm done making predictions when super teams are formed. Like, I really give you a month of basketball before I analyze how you play. But next is Chris Paul's situation. There's rumors swirling around that he might go back to the Clippers again and they reunite. I don't know what that's going to be doing for him. PG, Kawhi, and PG, Kawhi already get hurt all the time. So you add another injury-prone player who's already aging. I don't know what, and they have Westbrook already. So I don't know what the motive is. Like, are they going to trade Westbrook for CP? Like, what's...
Listen, man, I just want to see. Listen. The one thing I want to see, I want to see like all the players I grew up watching and stuff that we all seen be great and all that stuff. Like, I don't want to see them go out. I don't want to see them like go out bad, bro. Like certain guys is too good to go out in ways to where like it's not on their terms. Like, I feel like I was about to hold it. And then like the Golden Baby had that's coming out soon. Like how you asked me if my trying to retire LeBron before he retires. Like it's not like a retire before thing, but it's like if they're not gonna be like in positions to where they can guarantee they're gonna be playing playoff basketball, or guarantee they be playing their best basketball with this best team, it's like, I don't know, man. Go home with something. Go to your hometown team, or go to, you know what I'm trying to say, make it, or take that way out instead of like Chris Paul. Like, I honestly don't know who else he can play with.
I don't know
what other coach you gonna put behind them? What other superstars you gonna buy them? What other brand of basketball you gonna want him to play at this point in his career? And it can be effective for like winning.
Listen, bro. My answer to that is I got no answer to that, bro. Honestly speaking, this might sound controversial, bro, but bro, we just gonna have to call him CP0, bro. He's not winning. I think it's done, bro. I think it's over, bro. I think he's falling in that John Stockton, Charles Barkley, those type of, you feel me? Players we know are great, great players, great statistics, nothing to prove, nothing to prove for it. I don't like calling him a regular season merchant, but as of late,
he's just old, man. You got to shape, man. Unless he get, like, that's all I'm saying, bro. It's like you can't stop, you can't fight against that unless you want to be Kawhi and just miss half the season just to get her in the playoffs. So I don't know. It's like you can't. There's no running from it, bro. It's no running.
That's cool, man. That's that karma. But enough about Phoenix. I'm not really moved by what they did, but we'll see. Oh yeah, let's congratulate the champions, man. First chip in franchise history. Jokic did that, man. I've been trying to tell you, bro. I've been trying to tell you, Ratty, man. I told you so, man. Listen, congrats to the Denver Nuggets, man. They won the championship the right way, I would say. The way that we've seen all the other teams that when we were younger win it. You feel me? 8 years. Jokic has been there for 8 years. Mike Malone has been there for 8 years. They drafted Jamal Murray. They traded or they signed Aaron Gordon.
I'm Gary Harris. I'm sorry.
They traded him away to Aaron Gordon, I think. I think that was part of the Aaron Gordon deal. He's in Orlando. But the point is they stuck it out. They put their faith behind two players. They drafted Michael Porter Jr., all that. They built it from within and it paid off. Congrats to them, man. How do you feel about their title run? A lot of people saying it was the weakest title run in recent memory, this and that.
Yeah, it's funny. I didn't even recognize any of that stuff about who they played and how they got to where they got until people were saying that's kind of messed up. But I mean, it wasn't the toughest. It wasn't like the biggest uphill battle. They did dominate LeBron and Anthony Davis. Kevin Durant, Devin Booker. Even though they didn't get 2 games out of them, that wasn't as bad as a series. I thought people say, oh. I mean, I don't know. I feel like they weren't supposed to win 2 games, and they did. So, and who else? Who did they play in the first round?
They were the first seed. They're supposed to play the 8th seed. Like, I don't get when people talk about that. Like, I don't know who you wanted them to play as the 8th seed. Like, who did you want them to play as the 8th seed? They had to play Minnesota. They beat. All right, cool. Phoenix, though. Phoenix was a good team. Everybody, when KD went there, everybody was like, oh, yeah, chip them. Right? Yeah, they were the favorites over. Yeah, right. And then Lakers played Denver. Lakers were the favorites, right? Even though they were the 7th seed, they were still the favorite, which made no sense to me.
I wouldn't say favorites. They were favored by some people because of LeBron James and
And Anthony Davis.
I feel like, but the other players in the better team. Hold up.
I mean, hey, shout out to Jokic, man. Finals MVP, you feel me? Forget about the regular season MVP. It's about the real one. You saw what Jamal Murray said? He said he seen the picture of the running towards the MVP, but Jokic was running past it for the title. I got another question. How do you feel about Miami? How do you feel about that last day? What was the game? It was game 5, right? They won the series in 5, right? Game 5. Jimmy Butler. Yeah, because I seen you post that day. You was like, "Where is Jimmy?" or something like.
I posted that. It's like as soon as I posted that, he started just tweaking out. I'm like, all right, let me take it down.
That turnover that
KCP took. Great stop. No, he's going to his body. You want to try to hop on me, put his shape back up a little bit, unplant his feet. So now he can't pivot back around.
Yeah,
I remember that. Yeah, that was a good stop.
You see Miami going from here. They're in the talks with the whole Dame situation. They gave up on Beal. Now they're pursuing what's his name? Damian Lillard. What am I talking about? Yeah, they're pursuing Damian Lillard.
How can I put this into words?
Thanks, Lucy.
I feel like the whole Dame saga and the thing with teams like Miami and teams like the Lakers and teams like Milwaukee, who are like one piece away or one move away from winning a title. It's like I don't like getting too caught up into it because like too many. I feel like it's just too many. Like it's different than before. I feel like now there's too many factors that go into play with what these guys do, where they want to go, who they want to play with. And I feel like everybody's on this. Like not everybody, but most players, most GMs are already in that same kind of atmosphere. Like look at Bradley Beal, who like I don't know how to describe him. We wouldn't think we would see a team like that. I wouldn't you know what I'm saying? I wouldn't picture like KD, D-Book, and Bradley Beal in the same team.
Bro, they just out here freestyling now, bro.
Like, I don't know how to describe it. So, and getting caught up in the whole like trade talks and stuff, I feel like it don't take away from the actual game, but it takes away from like the player side of it, type of thing. I feel like it takes away from the guys that are built like Dame, who move like Dame and think like Dame, and how he goes about it. Because you're looking at, you want to see him win. But I hate to break it, most of these guys, the reason why like they have to do this to win is because they're not what that franchise needs.
They're not a franchise player in this.
You know what I'm trying to say?
You know what I'm saying?
I feel like that whole trade thing, it takes away, but it does give speculation on who I feel like will change the dynamic of or the direction of how the league is going in. Because right now, a Dame move to LA could shatter, you know what I'm saying, quote unquote, the whole Lloyd Diamond run. Or a Dame, you know what I'm trying to say, a Dame move to Miami or something like that. It'd be like, oh man, now we got the Lakers or now we got Miami. You know what I'm trying to say?
I mean, the whole Dame situation. If he leaves, I would want to see him in Miami because he's one of those players I feel like deserves a run after everything he gave Portland. So if Miami can make it happen, I'm all for it. Who do I see them trading to get Dame? Tyler Hero got to go. Duncan Robinson got to go. And that Nikola Jovic kid, he got to go. I feel like because if Portland is going to trade away Dame, I feel like you got to trade for all the young assets and all the draft picks you can get. So at that point, we got to rebuild. We have Shadon Sharp. They have the third pick this something. I think they have the third or second, something like that. Scoot is a possibility for them. Brandon Miller is a possibility for them, based on where Brandon Miller is going to go.
School, right?
Yeah, Scoot. Yeah, Scoot. Scoot's the truth. You want to close us out, man? Go ahead.
Why not, man? Episode 7. Listen, man, we're gonna stay consistent. Big summer coming up. big things ahead.